Okay, this is Life Prepper here, the world of Joe, and here is the question for the day. You became a prepper, and all your family and friends has turned against you slowly one by one because you told them all this. You better bring your own food and supplies if shtf happens, because I'm not going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of me, myself, and I, and my family here. So they're all sitting there saying, oh, I'll run to you when it happens and you'll take it. No, and you keep telling us I'm not going to. If you cannot bring your own food and supplies and stuff in an shtf situation, you are not welcome. I'm not going to take food out of my children's mouth to give to you. So one by one, they have all slowly turned against you because of your overall attitude. They think you've become very radical because of your way of thought. You even finally put a sign out front, if shtf happens, don't come to me. Because they just flat out make you angry. I mean, you're just tired of it, So, but it does happen. And they all remember that you said they had to bring your food, and you're sitting there like, Cousin Joe says, well, you know what, he'll let me in. Surely he will. I mean, we're family. But go ahead and grab whatever you can, but the thing is what they've done. They lived on food, gold food. Restaurants for the food restaurant. Everything in the freezer went bad. So they had a few canned goods up there because the wife did nothing but cook frozen stuff, basically. She went and bought the frozen peas and the frozen broccoli. She put everything up in the freezer and she cooked with that. Occasionally they would do a few canned goods, maybe some canned soup or something like that, basically. But everything was frozen mostly. So they grabbed what they got up in there. Some crackers, some chips, a few canned goods, maybe some macaroni and cheese, and just basic stuff like that. They grab it all in the bag. A few blankets, some extra clothes and stuff, and they go running over to your house, and it says, we're here, and we brought this. You said we couldn't come without something. And you say, well, what do you have? And you look, and they've got a few odd end things here. You said, well, that food ain't even going to last y'all but a few days. But you said we had to bring something. He said, and you said, I'm not talking about just a few days. I'm talking about long term. I said, you expect me to let you come in and eat my food and supplies, and all you brought was just this little handful of stuff. So then there's your decision right there. Okay, do you let them in or do you let them not in? So here you are, you're having a discussion with them, and then as you know, your brother shows up. Or your sister that you ain't talked to in 3 years. Because you've been prepping, let's say, 5 years. And after the 2-year mark, when you really started getting into the prepping more, they quit talking to you because they thought you was crazy and they was ashamed of you. She shows up with her husband and kids. Or he shows up with his wife and kids and saying, we're here. And you'll look at him and say, well, what'd you bring? He says, well, we didn't bring anything. We was on route home when we heard about it, and we just came right here. We didn't bring anything. So here you are with a dilemma. This is my family, but they haven't talked to me in 3 years. So then y'all, once you hear another vehicle pulling up, piles out, some friends of yours that ridiculed you, just totally disowned you, cut you off of Facebook, cut you off of Twitter, whatever, didn't have nothing to do with you. And here they come. But they did a little better. They brought all their guns, their weapons and stuff. They brought whatever food they had, extra clothes, extra blankets, whatever. They had enough sense to pack all this up and bring it. So here you are. Now you went from this family of 1 or 2 or 4, whatever's in your situation here, or even 10 people, to now all of us, you've got 20 people out there wanting a place to stay. And none of them had anything to do with you until this thing happened. So you're in a dilemma. If you tell them no, they're going to break your door down. They're going to take what you got. Because that's what's going to happen. There's 20 of them out there, and they're going to band together, and they're going to break into your house. They're going to take whatever food you got, and they're going to take over. So you're in that dilemma. If I don't do it and I barricade my doors, it's going to be fight to the death, and what am I going to do? if you give them the food, you let them come in, and they're all squatted, all in the areas and stuff, then you still got this dilemma, because now you got to figure out how you're going to take care of everybody. Now things has changed. The game plan has changed. You're going to have to figure out how to feed one another. Those friends of yours did bring some guns and shells and stuff, but that's a plus. Well, you can hunt for some food. So that's a plus right there. The one family did actually bring some blankets, a few medical supplies, a few clothes, and some clothes, a bit of help out. The one there, they didn't bring anything. And they're practically useless when it comes down to it. They've never fished a day in their life. They've never got their hands dirty. They don't even they have someone comes and take care of the flowers in their yard. They have never hunted in their life. They're just totally, basically useless. So now you're looking at this group. How am I going to survive? Now, you know how much food you figured up for you and yourself, or you and another person, or you and 2 other people, 4 people. You figured out how much food is going to be. So now you're in a dilemma. So here's the question. You got 20 people outside your door. They're wanting in. Now, it depends on how secure your house is. If it's a brick house, you got bars on it and things like that, you may be able to stand them off. But you've been prepping for 5 years, and your house is really not strong enough to really totally get rid of these 20. So you got to figure a game plan. So what is your game plan? For me, I guess, in a situation, and this is my point of view, my house is not totally secure. It's an old house, let's say. I put up for food. I've got prepared. I did seal my windows off. I did do a lot of things to get prepared for it. So I am reasonably secure in what I've done. But at the same time I've got these 20 people out here that can cause me more problems than it's worth in this situation right now. And then I'm looking at another option. Well, these 20 people, I can train them. They might help each other. We might be able to help each other out, because I can use them as reinforcements for other marauders that might come around. So I might need to do this. I don't think I won't be able to quite do it by myself. So it's a catch-22. I guess in a catch-22, I would have to weigh my possibilities out. If it was short of just taking you a bag and just leaving, and if you walked out and left all that food and everything's there for them, they're going to be fine temporarily until somebody takes it for them. So there's your choice. You can let them in, pile them all in, with the understanding that you are in charge. They will do what you tell them to do, from wash your clothes to hunting to fishing to whatever it is needed to be done. And that there's no overeating on the food, that the food has to be rationed out. And if they can't benefit and bring anything to the table, basically, you don't want them. So you're going to ask each one, what can you do for me? One's a mechanic. He can work on vehicles. Okay, fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to build a water system here. I want you to build me this. We're going to build some things. This one here, of course, like I said, that one group, they've never done anything. They're college educated, but they've never lifted their hands to do anything. They've always paid for help. So basically, his book sense, her book sense might come in handy for certain things. But they're going to have to break down. You're going to have the chain of command. So this is my question. They've all turned against you because you started prepping. Have nothing to do with you. Then shtf happens, and you've told them time and time again, if any of you show up, you better bring food, water, supplies. You better bring something that's going to benefit, because I'm not going to take care of you for nothing. It's not going to happen. So don't even think about coming seeing me. So this is what you're looking at. You got 20 people out there that wants in. They know they got shelter with you, and they know you got food. They know you can take care of them. So you could take your guns out and shoot all 20 people, maybe, if you're lucky. And if you don't let them in, they're still going to bust the door down, and they're still going to come in this time and take everything and be total chaos. So that's my question. What will you do? I think in the situation, if I got 20 of them out there, I would go ahead, no choice situation. I'd probably say, come on in, but this is going to be the rules. I'm in charge. You're going to do what I say. This is how it's going to be. And this is what's going to be done. And if you don't follow the rules, you're gone. No exceptions. You're gone. You're out that door. And what are you going to do about it if I say you're gone? Because you got this handful. I have more people here than you. If I find that you're a burden, that you're a problem, that you're stealing from others, whatever reason it is, and it's a decision, you're gone, you're gone. I'll give you this chance. But if you prove to be unworthy, you're gone. So what would you do in a situation like this? And of course, every prepper is different. They're all set up different. And then in my case, I would most likely let them in because I would really have no choice in it. It would be better to have them there, have your enemies close at hand, than them coming in, busting the doors down, and taking everything, and then totally destroying everything that I have, and then lowering my odds to survive. So that's what we got to look at. So what would you do in an shtf situation if all these families and friends turned their backs against you because you became a prepper and you just told them flat out, I'm not going to take care of you. It's not going to happen. When they all kept saying, they say, we'll come over and be with you. And you said, no, it's not going to happen. And that's why they've turned against you, because they think you're a radical. So which would you do? Would you let these 20 people in? Or would you fight to the death? Or would you just pack your backpack and leave? Which would you do? This is Life Prepper here, the World of Joan. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.